I would like to take note of an answer given by the Minister for Agriculture relating to the health risk assessment for firearms licences. The people of New South Wales are forbidden to own a firearm unless they have a prescribed reason. This includes farmers, gun club members and a few others. When someone in New South Wales wants to apply for a firearm licence, they do so at the Firearms Registry via the New South Wales Police Force Community Self-Service Portal. At that point, a health risk assessment could be triggered, as the Firearm Registry has access to a lot of other government data around health, mental health, interactions with law enforcement. The Firearms Registry has a set of guidelines to follow. Those guidelines are in the process of being significantly enlarged, which is all designed to further limit access to firearms. The first draft of the new guidelines were released publicly last November. There were a number of very serious concerns, such as a mere tattoo of an applicant could result in an unsuccessful application. On 11 February this year, I moved a notice of motion for SO52 so we could get greater transparency around the formulation of these guidelines. As a result, I was pleased when the guidelines were wound back somewhat, but there are still very serious concerns. These guidelines have now been sent for review to the Firearm Registry Consultative Committee. The Minister has assured the Chamber that the allegedly draft health risk assessment guidelines are just a draft and that a new consultation process has begun and that certain appearance-based triggers have been removed. But the shooting community is right to be sceptical. After this SO52, I and others in this Parliament were approached by the Firearms Registry and the Minister's Office. Soon we were presented with new wound-back guidelines that are yet to be open for community consultation. I'd like to thank the member for Barwon, Roy Butler, and the member for Orange, Phil Donato, for their continued advocacy in this area. I have been approached by many members of the shooting community about the health risk assessment guidelines as they impact all prospective and existing gun owners in this state. Make no mistake, the guidelines are there to make it harder to own a firearm. As a side note, it was somewhat premature for my friends in the Shooters, Farmers and Fishers Party to publicly declare victory on this front, as they did in a social media post on Tuesday. Yes, there has been some progress, but it is only the beginning and the draft guidelines are yet, as they stand, are unacceptable. My party believes in the constitutional right to own a firearm. Now, I accept few Australians agree with that position, but that is because barely any Australians have heard of the very sound reasons for why that right should be constitutionally protected, like Switzerland. We have seen an endless erosion of the rights of gun owners in this state for decades. We need to get on the front foot and not be ever playing defence and thinking slowing the erosion of rights is a victory. I've seen the new draft and there are serious unresolved issues that must be removed. I urge the shooting community to not rest easy, as the fight is very far from over.